Hello, my little ponies. We're having a tornado here, so let's sleep for 6 minutes until the storm is over. And... oh, gosh, I have a lot of junk, don't I? A lot of junk on the field, a lot of junk in my inventory, it seems. You know what, let's just throw this neutralizer in to be shipped as well.
What to talk about? What to talk about? Oh, I moved on to Mass Effect 2 finally.
Yeah, sorry, I heard. Gosh, like, it feels like forever ago now. I had found a website where I could buy, like, kind of old games for, like, really decent prices. So as a birthday gift to myself, I bought, like, $70 worth of games. So I had basically, like, 10, like, PS2 games and stuff. And I wanted to just start playing and recording all of those games. And I never actually wound up doing that.
Well, you should. I'm sure you still have them.
Somewhere, sure. The only real issue is trying to record off of console is just kind of annoying.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a capture card on my computer, so I can do it. I at least have my Switch all set up to do so. There's a new Mario Party game out, and I hear it's actually, like, really good. I should try playing it. I used to be, like, a big fan of Mario Party games. Like, I still remember playing, I think it was Mario Party 3 I played a lot of. Back when you could just rent games, my parents just rent it for me, and I legitimately remember it. At the time, I had a watch that was set to just beep every hour on the hour. I don't know why. It just was. And just playing along, the watch beeps. It's like, okay, sure, whatever. And then legitimately what feels like 1 minute later, the watch beeps again. Like an entire hour passed in what felt like a minute.
Interesting.
And then what was it? Mario Party for the Wii I also played a lot of.
Which one?
Was
it the one on the car or the one that's like a normal Mario Party?
There was one on a car?
Yeah, Mario Party 9 and Mario Party 10 have the party, like, going around in a car, and just whoever's turn it is, they're the one who's in the front seat driving.
Oh, no, this was like a normal one. Mario Party 8?
Then Mario Party 8.
Yeah. The one where supposedly if you beat the single-player story, you get a reward of like a year's supply of free candy. And I was kind of disappointed that once I beat the story, I didn't like get anything like any of the menus or something. All I got was, hey, you can now play as this character as well. And then if you beat the single-player story with that character, you unlock this other character. And that's it. I remember I used to, do you remember that one course that was like, you get stars by, like, buying shares in like, the hotels? And depending on how much money there's in the hotels, it's worth X amount of coins. And if someone winds up with 100 coins in the hotel, then no one can wind up stealing it from them. Yeah, I used to just put on that, me against 3 computers, set it to 50 turns, then never actually finish a game, because a 50 turns game takes like forever, and I'd wind up getting bored and just wanting to play the start up a new game of that same map with 50 turns. Stop it! And then, of course, wound up getting Mario Party for the Switch, because, like, hey, it's Mario Party, I like Mario Party. Except it was, like, the bad Mario Party that has, like, 3 levels. Period. And the levels are, like, meh.
Was it Super Mario Party?
I think so.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, this was, like, a waste of the money. Like, this Mario Party game is bad. And some amount of years later, my little brother got himself a Switch. So is him, myself, and our mom in the local Best Buy, EB Games, whatever, looking at some Switch games. Because, of course, he has a Switch, he wants to get some games. And, like, they saw the Mario Party, and they're like, oh, hey, it's Mario Party, is this any good? So I was just looking at it, it's like, oh, I think this one might be the bad one. But before I can, like, start explaining what I mean by that, one of the employees comes up and just launches into, like, a whole, like, basically one of those whole YouTube videos that people are talking about why such and such game is bad. And it's like, okay, I understand that, like, you are very, like, passionate about this, but also, like, we already know this game is not good. Like, it'd be different if, like, say she was working on a commission and tried to encourage us to buy it anyway. But no, like, she wanted to make it very clear, don't buy this Mario Party game, buy this other one instead. And it's like,
when
yeah.
you already knew that you were gonna do that.
Like, yeah, we already know that this one is bad, yes. And before someone in the comments just goes all, it's like, oh, but what if she was autistic and that was just, like, one of her special interests? You can be autistic and have a special interest in a thing without having to, like, have an entire lengthy conversation about it every time it comes up.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you are an employee working at a place. Like, I could definitely see, like, if someone says, like, oh, like, maybe I should get this game, maybe not. And then just to say, it's like, no, that one is bad, this one is good. And then, like, going further if they ask for more information. But it's like, no, we already know this one is bad. Yeah, we get it. We understand. Kind of similar vibes to the people who, whenever they hear about, like, D&D, they launch into a speech about, like, oh, my character is a half-dragonborn noble high elf, born in Ragnarok. And it's like, yeah, no, I just want to... No, I was trying to ask this person if they might want to play sometime. Like, I get it. You like the game, and you've made one character for it. Like, I get it. But, this isn't about you.
Yeah.
Like, I know I fall for that as well. Start talking about something too much around people who don't care about it. I try not to do that so much. But I mean, if someone's going to get upset at me for talking too much during, say, one of my videos, that's too bad for them. They're my videos. It's my turn to talk about things. Like,
If they don't want to hear you talking, then watching your video is probably not something they should be doing.
Exactly.
And that's not that we're discouraging people from watching your videos, it's just, if you're gonna get annoyed at the
Don't
video
hate
providing
watch stuff.
what you can expect from the video.
You know what? That's a conversation. People who flippin' hate watch stuff. They go, oh, I hate so-and-so thing. So I'm going to consume its content as much as possible because, oh, I hate it.
Hello.
Oh, like American politics.
Yes. There was that one show that came out that was horrible, Velma, whatever, where they tried to be like...
Yeah.
Was it Scooby-Doo Origins, but, like, edgy? It was like, it had promise, it had potential, like, oh yeah, these are the characters, let's see how they are, like, before they're the characters we get to know. Sure, that has potential. And then the show actually came out and was really, really bad. I have not seen it. I've seen clips. I've read stuff that people have said about it. I've seen an Everything Wrong With series about at least some of the episodes. But I did not actually watch the show.
Yeah, I've never actually seen the show. I've seen bits and pieces, and I've seen people talking about it. But
an unpleasant day to you.
Aside from the fact that basically everyone is kind of... The general consensus seems to be that the characters are basically just caricatures of themselves. Like, basically only, like, the worst aspects, or just completely unrelated to who they are in any other version.
From what I hear, it's, like, don't stick it with the Scooby-Doo name. This is just some random show with some random characters, and they wanted to make it popular, so they stuck the Scooby-Doo name on it. Just to try to be like...
It doesn't even have the Scooby-Doo name on it.
Hello.
Because they don't even have... It doesn't even have Scooby-Doo.
No, like, they took, like, the characters' names. Velma is one of the characters from Scooby... Like, these are supposed to be the characters from Scooby-Doo who act and look nothing like themselves. Because it's like, oh, yes, well, this white person, yeah, back when she was in high school, she was black. And it's
here, I'll just say this. I've heard nothing suggesting that that show is ever supposed to be like an Origins show. It was just another spin-off, another interpretation.
That's how it was, like, described to me. Like, before it came out, that was supposed to be, like, the origins of the characters.
That makes no sense to me. Maybe that's how they originally were marketing it, but,
Hey!
But anyway, so some people will take that and they watch every episode, like, 100 times. It's like Netflix or whatever it was on. It's all like, hey, people love this show because they watch it all the time. And then the people go online and say, oh yeah, I hate this show. Oh, do you remember when, like, so-and-so did such and such thing? Yeah, I hated that. I only, like, watched through that segment 54 times last night. And it's like, people love to be angry, and it's like, no, don't try to be angry. Stop.
Hello.
If you want to be angry at something, again, look at the politics and stuff. There's plenty to be angry at there. But people just want to be angry.
yes.
I can't even count the number of times that someone has said something, I agreed with them, and then they got angry at me. Someone will say, it's like, wow, it's really bright outside. And I would say, and I say something like, yeah, that sun is sure shining today. And they say, no, it's not. It's bright out. It's not sunshiny. It's bright. The sun's not burning any brighter than it is at any other point. And it's like, I don't know what you want. I agreed with you.
Okay.
Like, yeah. Sometimes I'll even just use their own words. Someone says, it's bright out. I say, yeah, it's bright out. And then they immediately flip and say, no, it's actually dark and cloudy out. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, we're outside now. Like, you are definitely lying. Just because you want to start yelling at me about nothing.
Hey!
Like, if people could just calm down and, like, not look for things to be angry about, there probably wouldn't be, like, homophobia and stuff. Like, because, like, that's the whole thing, spreading the homophobia, transphobia, racism, whatever. It's like, oh, people are coming and they're going to eat the cats. And it's like, no, the people are coming, they're not going to eat your cat. Like, but people believe it because they want to be angry.
Yep.
Bit of a conspiracy theory, but I don't believe that flat earthers are real. I don't think flat earthers are real. I don't think that there is actually, like, anyone who, like, has access to the internet, basically, who legitimately believes that the earth could be flat.
Unfortunately, I have met people that disproves that theory.
They're just doing it to
Like-
troll.
No, I really don't think they were. And if they were really bad at, like, joking, because it made me lose all respect for them. Like, I'm sorry, in what situation? Like, is that, like... Okay,
Yeah,
and,
because
like,
it makes you be all like, see, ahem, ahem. Haha, isn't this funny? You think I'm an idiot. You actually thought that I believed that. Lol, you're so lame. You're so dumb, you actually thought I believed the earth was flat? You're such a loser. Stuff like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, the impression I got from this person in general is, they're not smart enough to troll. I want you to think about that. They're not smart enough to figure out how to say that convincingly as a lie.
Good evening.
Man, I once knew someone who would just lie all the time over, like, nothing. It was really annoying being co-workers. Like, even if he could prove that he's lying, doesn't matter, he'd still lie about stuff. Oh yeah, I did opening shift on Thursday. It's like, you weren't scheduled for Thursday. Oh, I was called in, so I came in and did it anyway. One time, and I can't be certain that this was a lie, I just have a feeling like it was. The town that we lived in got, like, super, super ultra icy, like, overnight. Like, insane, like, sheer ice over everything. Like, I typically rode my bike to work, and, like, I could barely even walk on the sidewalk or the road because it was so icy. I literally used the bike as a crutch to try to walk, and I still fell down a few times.
Ugh.
So, he said that he was trying to drive to work, and he wound up crashing into a ditch, and that's why he wasn't at work that day. And it's like, true to form, he didn't show up at work. But, like, there's, like, he had never mentioned that again. Like, in the future, there was never any talk about, like, oh yeah, I need to, you know, to spend some money to fix the car, or, oh yeah, I went to the hospital to get checked out in case I have, like, whiplash or something. Like, nothing. So it's like, either A, he did legitimately wind up driving into a ditch. It was really icy out. It could happen. And then, like, everything was fine enough he never had to talk about it again. Or B, he realized how bad the conditions were and said, screw this, I'm not going in. I'm just going to tell them that I crashed so they don't expect me. And, like, I still don't know
in regards
which
to not
happened.
going to the hospital or, you know, talking about paying to get the car fixed or anything like that, a lot of people would just figure, you know what, fuck it. Sorry, language, apologize, but, yeah, they'll just let it be, and if there's an issue, they'll worry about it later, but they're not gonna spend money to see if there's an issue.
Yeah, but it's like, you think with, like, such bad conditions like that, like, having to try to get, like, the vehicle towed out of the ditch and stuff, that'd be a story that you would wind up talking about. Because, like, we play, like, D&D together. We played Magic together, like, semi-regularly. We had a whole group between us. It was nice. And, like, it never came up again. So it's one of those things, like... Was that a thing worth There. Oh, anyway, yeah. Like I said, yeah. People like to just be angry, especially on the internet, and people like to be very violent when they think that there's no repercussions for things. And it's like, oh, it's just the internet, oh, it's just words. Like, the things that people have told me over the internet with just their words could get them, like, thrown in prison for years and years and years for just words. Correct me if I'm wrong. If, say, person A tells person B to commit a crime, person A is therefore guilty of a crime, right?
I believe so, yes. I believe that's considered conspiracy.
Yeah, like if person A tells person B to go rob a bank, but then, like, whether or not person B actually robs it, person A still did a crime by telling the person to do. Yeah, so, with that logic, my entire 8th grade class, committed crimes. I mean, that was back in 8th grade. That's not online, so.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. 8th graders are criminals.
Like, I've had people just come out of the blue with, like, just out of nowhere, either telling me to kill myself or telling me that they would murder me if they ever saw me, just, like, out on the street.
I've had a cop tell me that.
The cop tell you that they would murder you?
Yep.
Yeah, cops are not good people. Yeah, it's
Sometimes
the sort
I
of...
wonder if they're even people.
A 1 meter long salmon. Yeah, the sort of people who want to be cops are not the sort of people who should be cops.
Agreed.
Yeah, one thing that person has told me that I still haven't forgotten all these years later, don't know who it was, don't really care. If I ever saw you in person, your jaw would be hanging off of your face before you could even say anything. It's like, I kind of want to find out who that person was, get the evidence of them saying that to me, and put them in prison for, like... Because, I mean, saying something like that to a person... Surely can come with some jail time. It's like, oh, it's just words, right? Everyone is free to say anything they want. It's like, you can say it, but then you have to deal with the consequences. If you say that you're going to physically assault someone, then you should be put in prison for, like, conspiracy to commit assault. If you tell someone to go kill themselves, like, that's, what, conspiracy for assisted... conspiracy of suicide or something? Like, people don't seem to realize or so much as care that words have meaning.
Yep.
Although a lot of the time, these seem to be the same people who think that their thoughts have meaning, but only when they want them to. They hear that someone is homeless and they just go, oh yeah, my thoughts and prayers are with you. The same people who think that no matter what anyone says, nothing actually matters because it's only words and words have no meaning to them. Or the same people who think that them saying, oh, my thoughts and prayers are with you, should just mean that the other person finally shuts up and stops talking about the things that bother them. So, I mean, that's why they say it, right? It's like, oh, well, I don't really want to hear about, like, your homelessness situation. So, I'm just gonna say that, hey, I'm rooting for you, yeah! Can you shut up now so I don't have to think about something so sad? Do. Back when I was single, so essentially, before we met, I used to be on dating sites most of the time. I didn't really get that many hits on dating sites. I tried
No?
I tried basically every free dating site that I could find. And yeah, no, most of the time, nothing. There were some times when I found someone and they just decided that they just wanted to be insanely transphobic for no solid reason. Quite a few people saying, oh, if you're a real girl, then show me your, like, nether regions. And it's like, excuse you?
Wow.
It's like, do you think that's a pickup line or something? It's like, your profile says you're a girl. Why don't you prove it by, like... If some random message that to you, you'd block and report them instantly. So yeah, I'm going to block and report you for saying that to me. Somehow you think that you're immune to being seen as a creep? It's like, no, that's insanely creepy behavior to do.
Yep.
I remember once, like, I woke up in the middle of the night to my phone basically exploding. I had it set so, like, if I got, like, a message or something, like, my phone would vibrate, because I might get, like, one message a week at the most. And I wake up and my phone's just... like, it almost fell off the bedside table. Because apparently someone had managed to hack into my profile, change the profile picture to, I don't know, some model's face, whatever, and, like, post a message, because it's like, trying to describe this one app, it's basically, like, Twitter dating app, so everyone just, like, makes the post, and you can, like, scroll through the post, and if you see one that you like, you can, like, respond to it and stuff, or you can, like, just message the person. Essentially, like, Twitter Lite with a dating app intent. Essentially. I don't remember the name of it. So, like, and they had made a post saying, it's like, oh, yes, I'm 18 and single. Any guys want to get lucky? Or something to that effect. So my phone was just exploding with a bunch of guys messaging me. Because like, I don't know how this person had managed to break into specifically my account, but, like, I changed the password, changed the information, like, changed the picture back, and deleted that post. But it's like, first of all, why would someone, like, biggest question is, why would someone do this? The how, I don't know, they guessed my password, or, you know, got into my, whatever. I know it doesn't matter so much. The main question is, why would they? If they wanted a profile on this app, it's free. They clearly have the ability to run and open the app. It's not like that they wanted a popular account, because I wasn't popular. Like, it's not like that they specifically had it out for me and wanted to, like, ruin me, because, like, they changed the picture and made one post. It took less than 5 minutes to undo everything that they had done. So, like, why do they do all this? Any theories?
Just my main one. People are stupid.
Let's just ship off these level 5 seeds. Yeah. There's one dating app that is supposedly made for women who love women. I think it's Hurry? Have you heard of that app?
Of what app?
I believe it's called Hurry. It's an app for women who like women.
Nope, never heard of it.
Never heard of her. So, it seems fine, because, like, hey, like, not a place for men to be. So you won't just get messages from random men. Except you will get messages from quote-unquote women accounts who say, oh, hey, my boyfriend and I want to, like, be with you.
Yeah.
Even though those types of profiles are against, like, terms of service, and it's a thing that you can report for, okay, sure, they just make another account and keep going. Like, they don't care, because it's not like they get, like, IP banned or anything. So they just keep... And also, the amount of, like... Oh, just get random message from a person, and it's like, oh, sweetie, you look so great. How about I pay your expenses for you? I give you $400 a week. Does that sound okay? And, like, basically every message, practically every message I got was one of these two. And it's like, you just stop all this?
Did anyone ever say that you're cute to boot?
Not on there, no. And in case anyone is curious about, like, why is the second type of message so bad, it's a scam. Someone says, like, oh, I'll give you money for exchange for whatever's. And either, like, they get you to give up, like, personal information that they use to, like, hack into, like, your email, your bank, and take all of your money. Or they say it's like, oh, I'll give you $400. Oops, I actually gave you $4,000. Hey, can you just give me back, like, the $3,600 extra dollars? Okay, thanks. And then after you give it back, they go to their bank and disable the $4,000, so you're just out $3,600. And then they leave. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one website that I was on where someone was... how do I put it in a way that, like, anyone listening would be able to understand? Essentially, the guy posted he wanted... Yeah. The guy posted saying that he wanted, like, someone to talk to, like, about certain thing. Like, say, for example, guy is having an issue with his computer, can't figure it out, goes on this forum of all places, because, like, hey, maybe someone here will know, blah, blah, blah. And he says, like, oh, I'd be willing to give, like, $300 to someone if they could just solve this issue. So I'm just there, like, huh, that is a fairly rare issue, but I have done it before, and I know how to solve it. So I wind up messaging him, and it's a long step-by-step thing. Whatever. But after, like, a few days, the issue is solved. And he's like, oh, good, here, I'll give you the $300. Like, what's your email so I can, like, transfer you the money? And I'm just there, like, you know, whatever, it's fine. I got to have someone to chat with, I got to help you out here. You know, I don't need them. I just wanted to help. And the guy insists that he wants to send me the money while I'm trying to say no. And then he goes like, oh, yeah, what's your login and password info for your bank so I can give you the money? No, I absolutely need, like, your bank account number and also your bank password so I can give it to my... What's the term? Not banker, like... official sounding role... whatever. So I can give it, like, to my... whomever, who can then give you the money, and it's just like... I wasn't expecting this to have been a scam. But, like, dude, if you're gonna scam someone, you gotta be at least a little subtle with it. Like, Lord, no. Like, I didn't want to give him my email because I figured that much would be a scam. He would never actually give me the money. He'd just sign me up for, you know, spam email stuff. So I'm like, no, I don't want to give you my email. But trying to be nice about it, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, yes. Just give me your bank account login information so I can log into your bank account, and I promise I'll give you money. It's like, obviously no, dude.
Good morning. Gosh.
Like, I wound up reporting him on the website, but it's like, that was such a weird and random thing, and then just like, oh yeah, no, I need your password so I can give you the money. It's like, you don't need someone's password to transfer the money. You just need their email address. That's it.
Morning.
I think I told you about that one scam that was pretending to be like a job. Where it's like, it was supposedly an interview and hired on the spot and start work immediately. It's just like,
Gosh.
here, I'm gonna email you a check.
Morning. Hey.
And you go and mobile deposit the check with the app, blah, blah, blah. Which, okay, yeah, again, that is all sorts of wrong. If you wanted to send me money for real, you would e-transfer it.
Yeah, especially if they already have your email address. Like, I'm iffy about giving my email address out to people I don't, like, trust. Because there are, like, this malware out there that as soon as you open the email, it infects your computer already.
Good morning.
Like, you don't even have to click on a link, you just open the email.
But, like, as a second part of this, like, he actually did email me a check,
Good morning.
and I looked at it and did a little bit of quick research online, like 5 minutes at most.
If you try to submit the check, he gets access to your bank account?
No, the check itself had fake numbers. Like, okay,
Good morning.
you know the whole thing with like institution number and transit numbers like on checks and all that stuff?
Sure.
Okay. Each bank has a specific institution number. I think like Bank of Montreal is 002. I think Royal Bank might be 001. I'm not sure, but either way, each bank, like each major bank company institution, has their own 3-digit code. And I think we only have like a dozen in Canada, so it's not a very long list. Then each branch, like each physical bank branch location
Good morning.
across Canada has their own branch number. I believe it's 5 digits for determining those. So
So the information for the banks was wrong.
Yeah, basically, and yeah, because it's just like
Morning.
the branch number is completely separate from the institution number. So it's not even like each institution has up to 100,000. No, it's just it's prepared to handle 100,000 bank locations. Period.
Morning.
And the institution number
Good morning.
was for one bank, and the branch number belonged to a different bank.
Morning to you.
Good morning.
Which, that right there, it basically is proof that, yeah, no, it's a fake check. It will bounce. It will take a while,
morning.
but it will bounce.
Good morning.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Because my mom had told me a story about, I think one of her coworkers had, like, someone had sent her money that she deposited into the bank. I think it was like someone gave her an e-transfer. She deposited it, and then the next day she goes, checks her bank, and it's at zero. Or something like that. Like, someone gave her money, she put it in the bank, but the money had some sort of like a code attached to it that gave the person access to their entire bank account. And then she went to the bank like, excuse me, someone drained my account. It's like, oh yeah, according to the records, you gave all of your money to this random person, and since we think it was you who did it, we're not giving you anything back.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the way these scams and stuff are, it always assumes that the actual owner of the account is responsible, because the only way someone should be able to get access to any of that, like, information about your account to take control of it is if you provide it to them.
Hello.
Otherwise, like, the only other situation is if the bank itself gets, like, customer data hacked, and even then, most banks are, smart enough to not just keep it, say, in an unsecured text file, unlike Sony. Remember that a few years back? Where it's just, like, a whole bunch of, like, user accounts, like, through PlayStation were
I've heard about that.
Yeah, because they're all just stored in a regular, plain, unsecured text file on the server. It's just like, my god.
Hello.
How incompetent can you get?
Oh, very. I remember hearing about, at a college, just to repeat, this was at college, someone had sent an email to all of the students, either of their class or of the year, whatever. No, I think the headmaster had sent an email to every, like, student's email address, saying, like, hey, some people might try to email you, asking you to, like, fill out forms or stuff to send them in. Don't fill them out. They're just trying to collect your personal data. Like, don't fall for this scam. It's very popular. Here's what it looks like. Don't fall for it. And they had attached, like, an image that they had, like, taken from one of these forms. One of these emails, like, hey, if you see something like this, just leave it alone. A non-insignificant amount of the students saw that there was a form, ignored everything else, filled out the form, and emailed it back.
Oh my god.
College students.
like, that's just, like, it's not a good thing, but I can at least understand it when, like, when older folks, like, are scammed, like, over the phone and stuff like that, because...
Hey, Granny, I'm in jail. Give me $300 for bail. Send it to this random thing.
Actually, you know what? My grandma actually did get that one specifically at one point, and luckily she didn't entirely fall for it, because she immediately tried to do after that was to call me. Unfortunately, I did not get the call because I think I was at work or something, so I wasn't able to, like, take the call. And when I eventually did get back to her, and yeah, she hadn't, like, sent money, but yeah, it's just like, Jesus. And then there's the time, where I think I told you, and maybe I've even said it on a video before, like, she got a call while I was there visiting her, and, like, as soon as she started, like, giving out, like, her name and, like, address, and they started asking for her credit card number, and, like, or was it her credit card? I don't remember if it was her credit card number or like her driver's license number, which she did give them that. And I'm just like,
Ooh.
what are you doing?
Someone asked for my information, so I gave it to them.
It's just like, although, like, you know, actually thinking about it, the whole scam via, like, fake job and all that stuff, I mean, I've been dealing with that for all my life. I remember, like, when I was in my early 20s, my dad was trying to be nice, because he forwarded me an email, oh, this looks like this site is, you know, they've got, employment opportunity, blah, blah, blah. A work from home employment opportunity, blah, blah, blah. And I go onto it, and it's just like, it is so very obviously a scam. And, like, again, it's just like, it took, like, a minute to determine that, yeah, no, this is clearly, it's a fake website copying a real website, and it's a scam. And my dad is a lawyer, and he couldn't identify a scam that was that obvious. Like, I'm sorry, like, at some point...
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Still remember, I think, I don't know, last year or something, my stepdad's dad came by for whatever other reason, but he had a printout of an email he had gotten saying that, like, oh, someone you've never met has passed away and they've, you know, given their estate to you. All we need is like $1,500 to transfer it, blah, blah. But it's like a full page of an email that he had gotten. He had printed out to give to like, show off this very impressive, very obvious scam. But he showed it to, like, my brother and... Yeah, he showed it to my brother and me. And it's like, hey, it's like, okay, like, we know it... It's like, can you find, like, specific evidence in here that proves that this is a scam? It's like, I look at right, and I'm right away, I can tell, but, you know, little brother, give my little brother some, a chance to work through to figure out, like, okay, what are the things to look out for if something might be a scam? It's like, basically like a school assignment. How can you tell when something is a scam? It's like, one, too good to be true. Very obvious. That's not proof, but it is, you know, Occam's razor. And number two, it's like, well, this is someone that you never knew who's giving stuff to you. It's like, yeah, that's not a thing that happens. It's like, three, they need money to do this. Like, if this is real, they wouldn't need money. I don't remember, like, what the rest of the points were that we had found, but there's a nice little lesson in, you know, learning how to, like, look out for scams and stuff. And I still remember being relatively young, maybe preteen age, and my cousin had gotten one of those Nigerian prince scam emails, which I knew immediately, like, oh, Nigerian prince, that's a scam. But she was all like, oh, could this be real? Is this actually going to give me, like, $1,000,000 dollars? It's like, no, cousin, no.
An unpleasant day to you.
Thank you.
Ooh, 5. Alright, third place. What do you get? Hey. How did Karina get second place? Too lazy to do anything.
Appreciate it. Huh? Huh? first. Thanks.
Oh, honey. So anyway. Are you kidding me?
What?
Oh, I'm just training, like, fishing here. I throw the rod in, pull it back out immediately just to get a little bit of fishing XP. I caught a squid.
Yay, squid.
The thing was in the water for, like, what, less than half a second. You ever go fishing? Like, for reals?
It's been years, but sure.
So,
Why?
well, fishing can be fun if you know how to do it right. My dad took me fishing as a kid a few times, and it's always so boring. It's like, oh, don't talk, you'll scare the fish away. Oh, don't move, you'll scare the fish away. So it's always, like, just so boring, and also, like, never caught anything. But a number of years ago, some friends of mine at the time took me out to a nearby lake, made sure I had a fishing license. Took me out to a nearby lake, and we all just went fishing together. We actually went twice. The second time, we wore swimsuits to walk into the water, to, like, just wade in a little bit and go fishing. I caught, like, 20 fish. Like, at least 10. I wasn't actually keeping count because I didn't think I'd catch more than 0. Unfortunately, they were all of a type of fish that we weren't allowed to take home. So that was unfortunate. And so it's just catch and release, and I don't know how many times I wound up catching the same fish. Sometimes I wonder how those people are doing. At least in theory, I still know where they live. Could you imagine just one day just going up to the door? It's like, yeah, I know we haven't hung out in, I don't know, 7 years. What have you been up to? Have things been going better lately? How's that boyfriend of yours? Still someone you're complaining about? Yeah. Between her and her boyfriend, they apparently made, like, $5 grand a month or something. And yet, she still went down to the, I want to say soup kitchen, not soup kitchen. Whatever, to get, food. Because... What is that place called? You go down, they just give you food, usually canned goods, for people who can't afford groceries.
Food bank?
Food bank, right. Had like a, you know, $20,000 car to drive down to the food bank and load up on, like, canned goods. And it's like... I'm gonna say this and hope it doesn't get misconstrued. I'm glad that the food bank exists, but I'm also glad that I have not been in the sort of position in my life to have to go and use the food bank.
Does
that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad it exists for people. Like, it is a thing that's very necessary. But also, I'm glad that I haven't had to use up their resources and they could go to people who actually need it. A couple of months ago, I kind of overheard my stepdad talking to someone that I'm the only one of his kids that hasn't been asking him for money. Apparently, my stepbrother hits up his dad for money for, like, rent and stuff on a regular basis. But I haven't. Yeah, our budget have budget, stick to it. And it's like, yeah, from time to time I'll buy some big ticket item. I'll buy, you know, fancy computer or fancy bike and something. But it's like, save up enough that buying that won't put me under the, like, make sure I can still afford, you know, rent, other bills, occasionally groceries. So even if, you know, stuff comes in and, oh no, I need to, you know, $300 worth of medicine. Oh no, I need to repair this $200 thing. Oh no, I need to, I don't know, buy a new fridge or whatever. It's like, even if that happens, still okay. I used to have periods where I'd spend like nothing for like a few weeks and then spend like $1,000 in a day. Because it's like, oh well, my car needs new parts. Well, since we're in town, I need to pick up this to replace, like, I don't know, my oven broke, but so I need to buy parts to replace it and also pay someone to fix the oven. Oh well, I also need groceries. It's like, I'm gonna spend $1,000 in a day. Like, it's time to end off the episode. I don't really want to end it off, but there's nothing else to talk about now. So I think I'm just gonna end it off now. And, God, I've been playing so much Bravely Default 2 lately. That game has been nice, and as long as that game remains interesting, I'm in for it, because any excuse to keep playing fun games, am I right?
Yep.